So what does a belonging-centered leader look like? There are 4 dimensions. The first is accountable leadership, meaning what are you putting in place to hold yourself accountable? And also, what are you doing to allow other people to hold you accountable? The second dimension is thinking about the organization you've created or the culture you're creating within your team, your unit. Is there psychological safety? Does psychological safety exist? And that's going to then require you to think about the systems that are in place to ensure that systems are working for everyone, regardless of their cultural group, ethnic group, socioeconomic group, status in the organization. And that's going to ultimately lead to learning the daily habits that are going to build belonging so that you can become that belonging-centered leader that you desire to become so that you can lead exceptionally. And if you desire to become a belonging-centered leader, this video is going to help you get there and get you started on that journey. Yeah, a lot of times we as leaders say things that we may not understand the impact it's going to have because we have a tendency to get defensive when we say something that maybe offended someone, right? Or we made a decision that had a negative impact, and we go straight to, when we're called out on it, we start out with, well, I didn't intend for it to be that, or I didn't intend for it to offend you. You may apologize. Leaders at times apologize, but they make the apology more about themselves, like, I didn't mean that. Or the worst case scenario is a leader may say, well, you misunderstood me. I'm sorry you interpreted it that way, but that's not what I meant. But the person receiving that, or is the person who observed the behavior, feels like, well, yeah, that may not have been your intent, but I feel awful right now because of the way you stated what you said, whether it's some type of aggression or some type of offensive words or behavior. So the reality is that as a leader, we have to be better at apologizing, and that could be as simple as apologizing and just saying, I'm sorry that happened. I just want you to know that I am sorry. You don't need to respond, and I'm not going to make an excuse. I just want you to know that I'm sorry and that I need to get better and that I'm going to take steps to get better. Yeah, from a leadership standpoint, the individual leader, one, when they identify that they want to become a belonging-centered leader, is for them to take a step back and say, are there systems in place that I either have created or that I've adopted, or the organization has had, for me to figure out how do we evaluate those within my department, my unit, my organization. It requires the self-awareness, organizational self-awareness, leadership self-awareness, meaning we have to look at ourselves in the mirror. And that comes, I believe, with data, or evaluating the data that you have, or collecting data, but actually doing something with the data. But it's taking a proactive approach, and that's where you, the leader, need to prioritize how do we look at the systems and make sure they work for everyone. Thank you for watching this video on what a belonging-centered leader looks like. My hope is that you have a starting place to really begin to think about who you are and how you show up as a leader so you can become that belonging-centered leader. I encourage you to watch this over if you'd like, and download the framework, which is in the description below. And please make sure to like this page and share it with others. Thank you. I listen, bring clarity, provide support. Apoyo Coaching and Consulting.